Hi everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my weekly show, The Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges. Using the Final Rose Tarot. Don't like the light brighten too much. I seek to find out what's important in your emotional lives this week. That's the week starting today, Friday the 17th, and going through next Thursday, that's the 22nd. And I read one card, two cards for each sign of the Zodiac. The good vibration or the bad trip. Either of those could be likely, so this is always, a disclaimer of notes saying primarily this is entertainment only. We hope you resonate to the message and gives you information you feel you can use, but we're not medical, legal experts of any sort, that kind of thing. We enjoy your feedback. All right, let's get started. So I do use Zodiac order. So we will start with Aries and continue through to Pisces. The good vibration for Aries is the Knight of Mirrors. That's the Knight of Pentacles. It does call him the meathead, but I think this is about their proclivity to be pretty much on the straight and narrow, the Knight of Pentacle types. This is saying, Aries, you're vibrating to that kind of idea that you want to move cautiously, but possibly a little slowly. If the card was reversed, you would really be moving slow. So I don't think it's so ideally bad. It is meant to be your good vibration. I think you're just really looking at your relationships and friendships right now from a point of pragmatism. So then there's the bad vibration, and it's the Hierophant reversed, number 5, also called the Host. And the Hierophant reversed is about the things that are unconventional or not conforming in our lives, or things that are outside the spectrum of mores or morals. So this could be saying for Aries that your bad trip is that you may feel drawn towards this unusual side of yourself, to be a little less conventional, possibly getting in a little bit of trouble, naughty or otherwise. Must be something to do with friends, though. All right, so then on to Taurus, our first Earth sign. And Taurus, you have the Lovers. You are very on top of your central feeling right now. You are totally vibrating to an emotional high point. It may be about making certain decisions in your primary or other relationships, but it's just a really good card. If nothing else, maybe it's about, a date night that's coming up that's important. Now, your bad trip, of course, wouldn't be so easy, but it's the reversed Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Mirrors in the Final Rose, and it says fresh meat, but it's reversed. And I believe we would have to indicate that this means that there may be some delays in the other person's part. The Lovers is a twofold card, you and that other person or situation. And so it looks like maybe some of what you want to do will probably work out in a more delayed sense, delayed gratification. So I would say just make sure you don't leave it on the barbecue too long until it's too done. Little joke there. Okay, so now we're on to Gemini, our first air sign. And Gemini has Major Arcana 13, Death. The end. But in the Final Rose, I think as a good vibration, this really indicates something different. This indicates a big change, maybe in your status quo, Gemini. It may be that you're really going to make fundamental changes on how you're working things out in your romantic or relationship life. So hopefully all to the better. Your bad trip is the reversed Nine of Cups. Fantasy suites, it says. It's a little risque, but it could be saying the bad trip is that what you felt was going to be really pleasing in many ways, just fulfilling and just full of emotional contentment, may actually feel like a big hangover, or certainly bad for you, or not as good for you as you would like. I don't know if it's related to the first card. I wonder if it is, if that's what precipitates the change, or if the change brings you to that. It is a bad vibe, so I'm thinking it's more the thing that you're watching out for, and maybe the change is about the fact that you have to move on from situations like that. Gemini. All right then. And finally, for the first set of elements, the water sign, Cancer. And it's the 10 of Wands, 10 of Roses, a shoulder to cry on. And the good vibration is that you have somebody really close to you that will support you in this emotional time for yourself, Cancer. It may be that there's a lot of things going on that feel oppressive in your relationships and emotional life. You may have broken up. You may be on the verge of breaking up. Things may be really unsettled for various reasons, certain fights or disagreements. But you do have friends who can comfort you, and this may be the time for you to seek them out, if nothing else, but to cry on their shoulder. The true bad trip is the Empress reversed, the Bachelorette it calls it. And the true bad trip is that you will need those friends because maybe you're not good at taking care of yourself right now. Maybe whatever emotionally is bothering you as the result of that 10 of Roses there, the feeling of too much encumberment, you're not really doing that well with it, and you're probably going to have to really try to reorient yourself to taking care of yourself, and hopefully your good friend will be able to do that. Otherwise, for this week at least, you're quite the mess, and I'm so sorry for you. So our second ring of elemental signs starts with Leo. And Leo has the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Mirrors, 2 on 1. But for our reading, I think the 2 of Pentacles is saying your love life, Leo, feels like there's enough to keep it interesting and work on balancing, but it's nothing dramatically wrong. It's a good vibration. You more or less feel that most things are exactly the way they should be, and that you can accept the minor amounts of turbulence that maybe are there in your emotional life. So maybe the bad trip will tell us more. And it's Justice reversed, the hot seat. Justice reversed for the Leos, the bad trip. It could be that you either have to make a decision that dissolves a relationship or situation, or it happens to you that maybe somebody feels really strongly about something you had said or done, or your decisions about certain parts of your relationships. And now this is the aftermath, is that maybe there is no turning back. You may have to move on from this. It may be something that will just take longer than at least this week to resolve. So there's always that possibility that it could be coming back and that maybe you would have another chance. But it looks a little dramatic there, eh? All right, so then our second earth sign in the elemental quadrant is Virgo. And Virgo has the King of Pentacles, the King of Rings, the Jeweler. Well, this could be a sign that for some Virgos that maybe You're approaching the state of being able to look at the physical constructs of relationship, setting up a home, setting up a wedding ring, other things like that. But it could be saying too that what you're vibrating to is a strong sense of understanding and being able to direct how the emotional life is proceeding. This could pertain to you whether you're married or not, whether you're in a relationship or not. It could be about your own household and your own sense of magnifying your control over what is pleasing to you there. And so if other people are involved too, you are that person perhaps who is able to really understand and assist people with the more material aspects of relationships. And that was Virgo's good vibration, so their bad vibration, their bad trip. It's the reversed Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Rings. For the right reasons, but it's reversed. The reversed Seven of Pentacles, your bad trip is that you may have waited too long to do some of these things. You may find that there are some difficulties in moving some of these things forward because a momentum has been lost. It may be that somebody has entirely changed some of their feelings. And it could be that maybe you're mostly at blame here, that maybe although you are focusing this week on trying to pull some things together, there was probably something that maybe you should have and you didn't realize and you forgot it. And that relationship or that situation may go underground for a while. It may come back, but it may be that right now it's over. It's changed that much. Next air sign, Libra. The upright Six of Mirrors, that's the Six of Pentacles. Silver lining. So, your good vibration, I think, is that right now, whether you are in your own strong relationships or just enjoying the general circle of friends and all relationships, neighbors, teachers, community people in worship, whatever it is, you are feeling magnanimous. You are feeling like you are giving of yourself, of your heart to them. You may be giving in other ways too, depending on what you can and what it is called for. But this is a strong vibration for you in terms of showing physically how much you care. And of course, there is a bad trip. It's another 7, ironically. I love when that happens. It's the reversed 7 of Wands, 7 of Roses, drama. But maybe you want to avoid the drama. And so despite the fact that you're vibrating this really generous feeling here, there may be situations that are saying that maybe some of this is a facade, a drama that can't totally cover things in your life. And so by opening up, did I say that was the 7? That's actually the 8. No, it's a 6. I did say it was the 6. I'm sorry. So this is the unique 7 of Roses and Wands, and I feel like this is talking about the bad trip is maybe a facade being revealed, a mask being revealed that maybe shows to some people that you are not as capable and as strong as you wanted, that maybe you are wilting from a certain emotional situation, whether it's need of courage or need of courage to express true feelings. This seems to be going on. From Libra, we go to the water sign, Scorpio. And Scorpio's good trip is the Page of Mirrors, that's the Page of Pentacles, the gossip. Well, that is so Scorpio, of course. But in real terms, the Page of Mirrors upright as your good vibration says you're taking a high road. You're thinking about things in a broader way about your relationships. Maybe you're thinking about some things you haven't thought about before, but I don't think the gossip thing works here in the context of my emotional exchanges. It may be that you feel something of what you're finding out about in this explorative kind of curious phase is relatable as gossip, but I don't necessarily know that that means you will give it. Okay, Scorpio, so the bad trip is the star reversed. It says cocktail party. Star reversed. Bad trip. I think you may find that something you expected that was emotionally pleasing, something about love perhaps, you're going to realize there's no there, or certainly not at this time. Okay, our final elemental signs and fire, Sagittarius. You have the world, the fans, it says, it's upright. So for you, I think Sagittarians, there's an extreme sense of everything in your world being emotionally resonant with you. There's just nary a thing that really seems to be bad. And taking a cue a little bit from the final rose, it could be that right now you're approaching a zenith of appreciative nature from your fans, from people who care about you, from people who love you, people who work with you, etc. So this is a really good vibration for you this week. You're just incredibly sunny, Sagittarians. Now the bad trip, though, is the Eight of Pentacles reversed, the camera guy, it says. And Eight of Pentacles reversed, well, I rather see that as not totally handling things well on certain levels. And if this is applying to emotional things, this may be saying biting off more than you can chew, or maybe actually intentionally, but otherwise misleading people. Maybe something is just not kosher coming out of your mouth. Maybe this is happening to you, though. Maybe from the bad trip point of perspective, maybe somebody is misapplying their talents to your relationship and causing certain fumbles. It's the Eight of Swords is the good vibration in your head. From an emotional standpoint, you are protecting yourself right now. You are sort of pulling back from an engagement. It may be specific to the nature of some situation or some person that you're not feeling good about. So you're protecting yourself. That's your good vibration. You're just trying to kind of be overprotective of yourself. Now, your bad trip is the reversed Ten of Roses, the shoulder to cry on. And as a bad trip goes, since I have to work it towards that, it feels like there's a lack of being able to find somebody to talk to, especially maybe about the first situation, those issues that are driving you to be overly secure of yourself. So this kind of reading is actually like both are working a little bit into each other's domain of being a good vibration or a bad trip. You may find that you're being overly cautious, but in another way, you're also not looking at what some resources are too to help you. All right, air signs, Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, and it's temperance, upright, keep it chill. Aquarians, you are sort of seeking the middle ground in terms of relationships, whether they're very emotional or not, or just more mild friendships. You're just sort of magnanimous You're sort of in that mode of really being peaceful and content and making no expectations on your relationships. I think that's important to point out. Your bad trip is the reversed fool, the contestant. And so despite that keep it chill nature, it may be that you might feel a need of some sort that maybe projects you into a foolish episode this week. You may say something inappropriate. You may do something inappropriate. You may follow an instinct that was not correct. And it's probably more likely going to be a faux pas of some sort when you consider the first card. So it may just be that you might accidentally or otherwise throw somebody under the bus or throw yourself under the bus. Finally, on to our final sign and final elemental sign, water. And your good trip is the Chariot, the limo. And so I think you're going to be just really making a move on the emotional prospects you're feeling this week. If there's something about really opposites attracting to in terms of this, that seems like a really strong energy about the limo, the Chariot, the fact that this is about uniting people that maybe are the epitome of opposites attract. So then the final card, the bad trip for Pisces, and sadly it's the Nine of Pentacles reversed. That's actually not so bad, but this is the bad trip. It says blindsided. It may be that from an emotional point of view, what you thought was uniting won't be so uniting. It may be that somebody doesn't feel that resonance at all, or not at this time. So bad trip was maybe the mirror didn't have that accurate reflection, whether it was a dark reflection or otherwise. So that's the emotional exchanges this week. Thank you everybody for coming. Once again, I'm going to remind everybody that was the final Rose Tarot that we used. So lovely tarot. Love it, love it, love it. Thanks again for coming. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.